Well, another look now at sketches of former President Donald Trump as he was arraigned today at federal court in Miami. Trump appeared with his lawyers and co-defendant Walt Nauta, accused of lying about moving classified documents, which the government says Trump unlawfully kept at Mar-a-Lago in West Palm Beach. To help put today's events in perspective, let's bring in CBS News Miami's Jim DeFede.
And Jim, you watched the former president speak in New Jersey this evening to a crowd of supporters, defiant as ever, if not a little robotic, perhaps a bit tired after the long day that he's had. But his base, of course, loving everything he had to say. It seems as though this case is really going to play out in two venues, the court of public opinion as well as the actual courtroom. Right, Jim?
That's 100% correct, and let's talk about the latter. In terms of what will take place in court, this indictment is devastating. You don't hear his even defenders or even himself addressing the charges directly. Instead, they sort of pivot to other reasons and other excuses which have nothing to do with basis of law. They like to say that they're being selectively prosecuted. But this case is all about public opinion now. This is where Donald Trump will mount his strongest defense, is in trying to use this to his advantage. And I think you saw it in a couple of different ways. I think the trip to Versailles that he took after his court appearance sort of gave you a roadmap for how he's going to handle this. He's going to see himself as, in a way, almost a political prisoner at this point. Somebody who is going to align with, for instance, the Cuban exile community, the Venezuelan exile community, and talk about how, just like they understand that you know what government can do to crush a person, that's what he's claiming the United States is doing to him. Now, of course, that's a horrible comparison to when you think about the pain and suffering of the Cuban and Venezuelan people, and for Donald Trump to try to tap into that guilt, tap into those feelings. But that's what we're going to see here. Matter of fact, he explicitly made that point today tonight in his speech at Bedminster. So this is about the politics of the presidential campaign, about using this to his advantage, this indictment, and to try to garner as much support. But it wasn't coincidental that he went to Versailles to try to tap into that pain that the Cuban American community feels. So I think that's really where this case is going to head.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, of course, when this case actually goes to trial, right smack dab perhaps in the middle of the presidential campaign next year. Jim DeFede, thank you so very much for your insight.